was mint. Today on RC Guy Garage, we do have a little bit something on deck. You can see, if you're familiar with the name, GENERAC or GENERAC, whatever people want to call it. I've always called it GENERAC. It's probably called GENERAC. I'm really not sure. Doesn't really matter. All that really matters is what's inside the box. Have you ever had that, that time when you've been in need for a different power feed? Well, now is the time for that. Head in the on position. Fuel's on. Cap is on. Choke. Here we go. Put it to run. So today on RC Guy Garage, what we're going to do is we're going to open up this box right here with the name GENERAC, or GENERAC like I call it, but pretty sure it's actually called GENERAC. One of the major things to pay attention to is right there, the danger sign. Using a generator indoors can kill you. Do not ever, and I mean ever, use a generator indoors. It's just a bad scenario. Literally, it's plastered all over the box. You've got it on the top. You've got it on the side in several different languages. Bam! Every single side that this generator could have a sticker, it has a sticker point blank saying, do not use this inside. Only use outside and away from windows, doors, and vents. There's a reason why it says this. So if you're interested in seeing what's inside this box from RC Guy Garage, you already know what to do. We're basically just going to break into that box right there from GENERAC. Need to sharpen this knife. So right away, open up the box right on the top. Hopefully you know which side is the top and which side is the bottom. We do have an instruction manual. I'm not really much into manuals. I suggest you probably should be. If you're not familiar with how to operate a generator, go ahead and crack open the manual and make sure that you read from cover to cover. Looks like we got first thing. Looks like this is possibly a spark plug tool. And check it out. So typical, just like what I'm used to, gives a little mini spark plug. Well, it's really not mini, but gives you a spark plug tool. Looks like we have a filler cup for, I guess, installing gas. Installing. I don't even know. This is just basically just wrapping meat and potatoes. Literally right here is the generator. It definitely has some heft to it, so that's probably a good sign. Go ahead and take this wrapping off. Right away, just placing it right on the deck. I can tell right off that it has the very cushioned shock absorbing feet, which will help with vibration when this thing is running. You can see we have a run position and a choke. So obviously when you were going to start that, you'd put it on choke and then eventually switch it over to run once it's running. There is an access port here. Most likely it's just to access the actual engine inside. This looks like it's a pull start. So this would obviously be how you start this animal. Right here is your on-off button for your fuel. So in the up position this way, which is rotating it counterclockwise, in the up position toward the handle, that is actually now in the on position. Right here basically just shows you where it should be, like when you're done. Usually what I do to shut off a generator is I technically starve it for fuel. It's just something that I've always done. Now, I've run GENERAC generators for years, since I've been in business, since I want to say like 98. I've had a GENERAC generator, and that's always how I do it. Maybe in the manual it says something different, but I'm not going to treat my generator any other way. We do have a safety tag right here, or a quick start guide. So I'll peel that off. Quick start guide right here basically just talks about, number one, we're going to be obviously installing oil. Check engine oil. It's shipped without oil. So that's number one. One of the things that you're going to need to do is you're going to need to put in some engine oil. So I actually will crack open the manual and just see what kind of engine oil this is requiring. And then obviously it says check gas, add as needed. But I mean, that's kind of, yeah, common sense. Talks about the on-off button. It's kind of weird. It's actually showing that it's separated from the actual valve that's inside. Again, shows you where the choke is. Shows you where, obviously, the on position for the actual generator itself. Give it a little spin around. Backside right here. I can see the case is vented. This is the exhaust port. What I can do is I can actually pop this cover off. We'll take kind of like a peek inside and get a look at what's actually behind this cover. Same thing right here. We got a top cover up there. Another inspection cover. We're going to pop that off, see what's behind there. Then on this side, that's obviously how you're going to access and where you're going to put your engine oil. So we'll pop that cover off as well. We'll see what it looks like inside. On this side right here, obviously showing you your power outlets. It's giving you 2 power outlets that are 120 volt at 8.3 amps max. So we're not talking about running, you know, like a refrigerator off of this thing. This is literally just to give you some power. There is an economy switch, which is nice. What the economy switch does is basically puts the generator into a low idle mode until power is called. When power is called for through the electronics in here, it then will ramp it up to full power and you'll have full power to your electronics. Now, if you have sensitive electronics, I don't suggest that you use the economy mode, because if it's not drawing enough power, it may possibly, it may go into idle and could damage your units. We do have 2 USB ports. One of them right here, the upper one is a 1 amp. The bottom one is a 2.1 amp. Let's see, put that little cover in place. Looks like it's almost as if this generator is kind of semi-waterproof, which kind of cool. I don't know about this little plug thing here, though. It seems like a... Well, once you pull that little plug out, you have a heck of a time trying to get it back in. There we go. Looks like it's in. Right here, this looks to be, so, neutral, floating. Looks like this is a ground wire. Or this is a ground... pole where I guess you would attach ground. So I might want to check that out, maybe if that's in more permanent situations. On this side right here, again, more danger. Definitely read and understand your operator's manual. It's very important. More warnings, talks about, you know, cancer and all this other stuff. Proposition 65 California warnings, you know, all that stuff. But this is a good name brand. So let's open up some of these covers and see what's behind these covers. So I'm going to go after this cover right here first, because that's obviously where the oil goes. And I'm assuming this is actually how you put the oil in, not the fuel. So I was kind of looking at it funny going, why would you need such a small little thing to put oil in? But apparently this, from what I'm guessing, from what I'm seeing right now, this is probably to put your oil in. So we're going to go ahead and pop this screw up at the top. You can use a Phillips or a regular. I'm going to go ahead and just grab a regular screwdriver. It's something I have on hand right now. Unscrew it. Pull that away. And then right away you can see right inside, right there, there is your oil dipstick. So we'll go ahead and pop that out. And you can see it actually does have oil in it, but there's nothing really registering on the dipstick itself. Probably just from shipping and when I had it tipped. Looks like we've got fuel bowl drain line, which is going down to the bottom there. It's got a bunch of drain lines. So we got another drain line up here. Got another drain line right here. You can see it's all going down into the bottom, down in there. Probably acts as like a little tray. This may be the air filter, I'm thinking. Looks like it's a press down and pull out maybe. Yep, I think. It's definitely a press down, but it's not pulling out. There we go. All right, so there's the air element or air filter. So that's something that you're definitely going to want to keep clean, especially if you're running in dusty, dirty conditions. That just snaps right into place, I hope. This is just an air intake going into the carburetor. This is obviously that choke switch. There is some electronic device on top of there. Not sure what that is. That might be like some kind of that might be the solenoid. Actually, you know what? I do know what that is. That is probably the solenoid that actually operates the that low idle feature. That's what that probably is right there. So we are going to go ahead and we're going to stick some oil in there. I'll show you how to do that. I will look at that. Check it out. Even the case itself has a foam to kind of keep the sound down. Inside the case, it's all foam. So that's pretty cool. I like that. So obviously that section right there does have to do with ventilation and not actually getting air into the filter. Check out the cover on the back side of here. This is probably not a customer like access area, but I want to access it anyway. See what's behind here. And I'm going to use my drill just to make it easier. So if you got headphones, watch out. Pull this little case off, this little cover. Watch out for your screws, don't lose them. And yeah, so that is basically, that is the exhaust. It does look like it has some type of a check mark indicating that the unit was checked in some certain way. I'm going to go ahead and put that case back on, but you can see all inside, I hope. You can see the whole inside of it, all this black, all on the inside, all in the upper part. All around the entire thing has foam to keep this machine quiet. So I'm going to go ahead and reinstall this little gasket here. There we go. Gasket's back on. You just put those two little notches in up there. Slide that on. Just like that. We'll put the 4 screws right back in. On this side, there's another access panel. It's up on the top right here. Just want to see what's behind there. Watch your ears. Of like it's the spark plug hole. All right, so that's where you actually access your spark plug, but your spark plug is actually right there. So if in fact you needed to change out your spark plug, that's your spark plug access hole. But this, look at that, even the cover itself has foam little strips around. And this is what I'm telling you, the GENERAC brand has always been for me a brand to recognize. I've had very good experience with GENERAC, or GENERAC. I don't think there's anything underneath. Maybe there's like a drain hole. We'll check the underneath. See what that looks like. Got a couple of little rubber bung things here. But these are those feet that I was talking about. Pretty supple feet. Should make this thing run nice and quiet, I hope. Plenty of ventilation underneath. All of this right here is going to be obviously probably drawing in air, or at least just allowing this thing to breathe. So we have a lot of, vents on this bottom section here. And I'm going to smell inside of here, see if they ran it. And they definitely did, because I can smell a residual fuel. So at least what they did is they did run this machine to make sure that it was actually going to run. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead, crack open the manual. I want to see what kind of oil that they're going to require. Probably just a regular automotive oil will be fine. And we will check and see, because on this manual, or this quick start guide, yeah, look at that. To shut it down, you do exactly what I said. Shut it down, you turn the knob to its off position. Make sure you turn the fuel off. So, pretty cool. I like that. So that just goes to show you that what I was telling you about shutting the generator off, that's how you do it. Basically, just turn that knob to the off position. And it should just cut the fuel, so. I hate manuals. So inside right here, it's a GENERAC Power Systems limited 2-year warranty for portable generators. This is probably something, if there is a warranty card or some kind of warranty something here, you're definitely going to want to make sure you go ahead and take care of that. Go online, do whatever it says with this generator. Just a bunch of language I don't understand. Just warranty stuff. Then obviously inside the generator, it's a 1200 watt inverter type generator. Probably go ahead and write down your model and serial number and the date that you purchased it. That way you'll at least know. And take like your receipt or whatever you got, invoice or whatever, and make sure you stick it with this and put this in a good location. You may need it. Although, what I do have to tell you though, me running that GENERAC generator for all the years that I have, that powers my house. Not this one, but the one that I've got. And that one's also considered a portable generator. I don't have the wheel kit on it, but I'll tell you right now, if anybody knows me, they know how well I treat my equipment. Not very well. And I'll tell you right now, that generator has been alive since what? What'd I say, 98? 99? Somewhere around there? So I've had that generator, and I run that every single year. GENERAC, right there for you. All right, so inside this manual somewhere, it's got to tell you the oil. So introduction, safety rules, meaning, symbols, exhausts, and hazardous locations, electrical hazards, fire hazards. Know your generator, connections, run, USB, economy switch, generator status lights, circuit protectors, remove contents from the carton, add engine oil, which is number 7 right there. So I'll just buzz right over to number 7. We'll see what kind of oil it's asking for. So add engine oil. The generator is shipped without oil. There is a little bit of residual oil in it, but it's not shipped full. So it tells you remove the dipstick, and then it shows you basically right here, note, use petroleum-based oils for engine break-in before synthetic oil. So that was something that I kind of knew, is that my tendency is to want to go ahead and throw a synthetic oil in here, but you still need to break in this engine. So there is a break-in procedure. So opening this up, this is a good idea. They were actually going to do a break-in for this engine. So basically just what it's saying right here, says to check the oil level, remove the funnel, and then blah, 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 whatever. So we need to figure out how much oil this takes. It says insert the funnel into the opening, add recommended engine oil as necessary. Climate determines the proper engine oil viscosity. See the chart to select the correct viscosity. So obviously right here what it's doing is it's giving you temperature ranges. So now we're going to use a regular oil first. I'm actually not sure why it's not saying how much oil to add. So I guess we just kind of like add oil until we see it on the dipstick. Let's take out the dipstick and check it out. Gives you a range. So you can see low and then high. You never want to go to high. You basically want to be in the middle. So we'll be taking a paper towel. We'll clean that off. We'll fire some oil in there. I got to just see if I've actually got conventional oil. I actually do have diesel oil, so I might end up using just my diesel oil because the diesel oil that I have is a non-synthetic. So I'll have to check the garage and see what I got. Now, fortunately, because this is RC Guy Garage, check out what I have. I actually have a full quart. Pretty sure this is unopened. I gotta make sure it's not used oil. I'm pretty sure it's not used oil. I don't even know how old this is, but this is a bottle of Quaker State. Higher mileage engine, but this is just regular oil. This is not a synthetic. And we're gonna use this to actually break in this generator from GENERAC. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how much oil we're going to put in. This is a full quart. Look at how dirty this thing is. So listen, ready? Hear that? That's the first time this was opened. So this is brand new. So I'm just going to clean off the top here, because I don't want any contaminants getting into the engine. Not that there really is going to be any, but might as well just kind of be safe than sorry. I'm going to treat this generator. Well, this is a premium generator, so I'm going to treat it that way. So I'm going to pop that dipstick out. I'm going to go ahead and clean this off. Going to put just a minimal amount of oil in there for now. You can see how that funnel goes in there, just like that. I'll show you from the side. I'm just going to go ahead and pour some oil in there. Now, I'm not sure how much oil this takes. Didn't see in here. I hate reading. Let's see. See figure 2.6. Don't even need to see figure 2.6. So, oh, here we go. Here's some good things right here. Minimum octane rating of 87 octane. So regular, you know, obviously this isn't a mixed fuel. If you were thinking this was a mixed fuel generator, you're out of your mind. So, up to 10% ethanol, so you got to be careful. Do not use E85. So, I guess if you got this thing in California, forget you. I don't even know what they use. Do not mix right there. Do not use gas oil mix. So fortunately, I actually do have a very good fuel. I use it for all my equipment. Verify the units off, blah, blah, whatever, for installing whatever. So in here, there should be some type of like specification thing, I would think. Is there a specification? No, it's just shows you what you can run, but all right, maybe specifications. No. Gives you a parts list, intake plenum, couple of things that you might need. Exhaust ports, gaskets. It does give you a breakdown. So it actually does give you a breakdown, an overall breakdown of the generator, which is pretty cool. And because this is GENERAC, pretty confident you could probably get, yep, there we go. Probably get every single part that you need. This is a case breakdown, showing you basically the entire case and each part, widget, piece, gas cap, everything. The seal, covers, troubleshooting. It's not, so here's something. Change oil. Change engine oil before storage. So see change engine oil. And it's not saying. So fuel stored over 30 days can go bad, damage to fuel system components. So keep the fuel fresh and use a fuel stabilizer if you're not going to use this generator like consistently. So that's not going to be a problem for me. The whole point of this generator is actually to be able to take it off site. So, and you know, if I wanted supplemental power here, maybe if I needed to run some cell phones or something. Spec the engine oil. It's just maintenance and troubleshooting. Inspect the engine oil level prior to each use, which is normal, or every 8 hours of operation. Place the generator on a level surface, clean around the oil fill, and then the oil drain plug, and then, you know, just do your thing. So, I'm not, unless it's not clearly stated for what I'm saying. Not seeing a clear statement here that says, like, how much oil. Does have a low oil shutdown system, which that's stinking awesome. Looks like it shows you what you can run. Running watts would be 1,700 watts for an air conditioner. So obviously this is only a 1,200 watt. So, but it gives you an idea of possibly what you could run. You could run a battery charger. You could run a belt sander, electric chainsaw, a gas clothes dryer. Wow. What? A clothes washer off of this thing? A coffee maker? Looks like it's saying no to a coffee maker. I don't know. I'll have to check that out. I don't know if it'll... But for what I'm using this for, wow, it'll run a curling iron, dehumidifier, a disc sander, edge trimmer. Wow. Just keep in mind what the watts are. So the wattage of this thing is only a 1,200 watt. So this is going to give you your wattage ratings so that you don't kill the thing. Furnace fan. You could run a freezer. Refrigerator, but obviously it's showing a little asterisk, so you got to be careful with if you're going to run a refrigerator off of this thing, because probably might mean just like a mini fridge. I'm not really sure. So, but either way, I didn't buy it for that. If you bought it for that, just do your research. Know your generator limits. It's really important. So do not overwork your generator. Probably is some type of trip protection. It is actually not saying anywhere. I don't see anything on here that says how much oil this takes. Yeah. No, it doesn't. It just says fill as necessary. So, yeah. I don't know. So I'm going to just pop this out. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take a paper towel, and I'm going to stuff it in there underneath the little It has like a little tray almost to catch oil, but I'm going to do that just to keep things nice and clean. And I can tell it definitely needs more oil than I put in, so just going to slowly just pour some oil in there. Let it do its thing. Maybe look inside there. This could be a messy process here. It is oil. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to check it with the dipstick just to see what the oil level is. I have literally only put in like, I don't even know, it's not registering yet. So there's no way I've put in enough. I'm going to grab another paper towel just to lay it out here, just to keep the oil mess to a minimum. And I suggest you do the same. Keep your oil messes to a minimum. I'd use paper towels if I could find them. Welcome to RC Disaster Garage. Here we go. Might as well just get a fresh roll because I can't find my other roll. So I'm just going to lay a little bit of a paper towel out, pull the dipstick out, or pull the funnel out. I'm going to take the dipstick, and I'm going to screw it in. See if we get a measurement. I'm thinking we shouldn't. The crankcase probably should have a higher capacity than 1/4 of a quart or 1/8 of a quart. But we'll see if it even registers. And no. It's right basically at the very tip. So we're going to go ahead and probably put like 1/2 quart in here. I hope that's all it needs. Big thing is cleaning up after the fact. Making sure, like, if you get any oil spillage, make sure you clean it up, because what will happen is the oil or the dust will attract to all the oil, and that's what kind of causes, like, you know, a dirty situation. So look inside of there. Seems like it could still use some more. It's definitely going to be a slow process with this funnel. Can't tell if we're there. It looks like we might be getting close. So usually, from memory, once you start seeing the oil come up to the threads, is usually when you're good. So I'm going to clean off this dipstick. Go ahead and insert that in there. We'll see how it's registering. I am on a level surface. So bury that all the way in. Pop it out. We'll get a look at it real quick. Look at that. Perfect. So we're done. So it only took, like, literally, make sure you wear gloves. It only took, geez. How much did it take? It took 1/4 of a quart? Something like that? Yeah, it took like 1/4 of a quart. So it really didn't take much at all. So that's pretty cool. But after I run this thing, I am going to also just kind of like double check. Take the funnel, going to stick it back into the oil container. So hopefully the oil will drain in. Like I said, going to make sure I clean up this whole little area right here. We don't want... Just try to get as much oil out of there as you can. Go ahead and stick the dipstick back in. It's mint. Make sure it's tight. It does have a gasket on it. It'll contact, give it a crank, and you're good to go. I am going to take just another paper towel and just clean up just right in there. It's pretty important. It will be interesting to find out where the oil drain is on this thing. I didn't notice a cover underneath, but I'm assuming that there's got to be some type of way to access the oil drain from underneath. So now all we need to do is throw the cover back on. Got the 2 little hinge points down on the bottom. Just put those into place. Swing this up. I'm going to use my little impact gun because it's going to stop right when it gets to where it needs to be. Perfect. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and throw some fuel right inside. We're going to bring this outside. I'm going to fuel it up, and we're going to give it a start, and we're going to see what happens. Sometimes people want to know how the track is doing. Does it drive? Yeah, well, we're going to go get some gas and find out. I just had to clean the windows. Put that gas can right there. Good. The tracker is definitely kind of like one of those bouncy vehicles. When you get in it, like, it's a tin can. But it's a fun tin can. Thing only has 78,909 miles on it. That is factory original right there. 78,909. All right, so let's take it for a rip. Right there. Check it out. That is what this alternator charges at. 14.4, 14.5, like all day long. I mean, this thing is a 1995 Geo tracker, and this thing is in great shape. So we just gotta take it for a quick little rip, and yeah, you want to come along? Let's go. I don't know how well this camera's gonna do here, but let's give it a shot. The only thing that might happen, the rotors might be a little stuck. Yeah. Yeah, it's a little stuck. It's been sitting for a while, but it'll free up. Like, if you could feel it right now. You see that? Like the brakes. It's like the brakes are on, but they're not. Just needs to free up a touch. Won't take too long. Just gonna go easy with it. It's been a while since it's been out. Let it get up to operating temperature, and then we can floor it. And here, the rust on the rotors. Just the surface rust from sitting. State of Massachusetts. I don't know if it's anywhere else, but it's wipers on, headlights on. It's kind of misty out. It's not that, you know, I'm gonna have, you know, any issue seeing. I might have to put the wipers on, but it's just one of those stupid laws that they've got. Come on, go, go, go! Too much of a hill for it. This right over here, this is actually one of my bash spots. That's how far away it is from my house. 2 seconds. It's already up to operating temp. Check that out. Next RC guy garage ambulance, huh? Always stop, use your directionals, and then rip it. Yeah, you know what I forgot? I forgot my mask. Both ways. This thing does not have horsepower. Got the old bouncy needle. Cable's probably just bound up a little bit inside. Got the fuel in the back there. And I'll take you over to that bash spot so you can see what I was talking about, so that you get an idea of, if you've never seen like the bash spot that I go to, take you over there right now so you can check it out real quick. Here's the spot that I go. This is where that Hobao Mountain used to be. Hobao Mountain actually used to be over there. It's gone. There's other stuff there, but it's just not as big. See this beast, huh? Does this thing just sound incredible? Off-road, baby. Make it back to the house, and we'll go ahead and throw some gas in that generator and give it its first fire up. So I'll see you there. So that was it. Just getting gas. You ever see what these are? These are called crank windows. You never seen these before? See that? You crank that and check it out. Window goes up, window goes down. Just by that crank right there. Check it out. Don't even need to have the key on. Key's sitting right there. Get some fuel. Little 1995 Geo Tracker. Thing's a beast. Alright, got the little generator right here. Let's see what we got. Alright, so we got our fresh fuel. There is an on-off switch that's on here. I'm not exactly sure what the point of that is. Oh, it's the vent. So this is a vented gas cap. So when you want it on, you put the vent to on. When you want it off, you put the vent to off. That is pretty slick. So obviously we're going to have it in the on position. Going to go ahead and throw some fuel in there. It looks like it does have, yeah, it does. Check it out. It even has what I would say is a pre-filter. So just in case maybe your can of gas, and that's actually, think about that. Think about how smart that is. This thing has a pre-filter. So I'm going to toss that little pre-filter in there. I did get 93 fuel. Now probably the only thing that I would do, well, it does have this pre-filter. So one of the things that I would do, I am throwing clean fuel in there. I'm actually not going to use this because what this can do is this can actually restrict flow. I'm got clean fuel in there. I don't suggest you do it. So I'm going to go ahead and just throw some fuel in there. Man, that's the only negative about this spout. Pour it quick. Make sure you got a paper towel. Soak up any of the extra. So just make sure you do clean up the excess. It does have like that spout thing. Want to make sure that we don't have any extra stuff in there. I am going to take that little pre-filter, toss that in there. I'm going to put the cap back on. I think we're good. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to remove this out of the scenario, cap it off. And I'm going to put this to on. I'm going to put it to choke. I'm going to put the fuel on. And I'm going to turn this so you can see what's going on. I'm going to give it a pull. All right, so we got to give it a hold. So it's going to take a little while. Probably take a couple pulls to actually get into the system. Here we go. Put it to run. That is nice and quiet. Dude, that is so quiet. If you can hear my voice over that, that's how quiet that is. That is cool. That is literally the unit running. That is quiet. Wow. Green obviously is a status light saying everything is fine. Did say in the manual that don't be worried if you see one of these check lights come on initial start. That is quiet. Just a couple rips. Here's the exhaust port. That thing is mint. Check that out. Now, pretty sure you can hear me over that. That is pretty quiet. That's real quiet. All right, so I'm gonna go grab a charger. Just gonna give it a little check. Make sure it's actually functioning. We'll just grab Power Hobby pack. I've set up battery. I'm going to plug it right into the outlet. See if we got power. Check it out. Yeah, we got power. Plug in a battery pack real quick. Do not plug in battery packs the way I plug them in. Right there. 4S. Stop. Cell. Check it out. Sweet! Nice! Yeah! Alright, that is cool. So, I don't need this on anymore. I'm going to unplug it. Now I'm going to turn that off and see what it does. So, off. Turn the fuel off on the side. Basically just let it run itself out. There it goes. You see it stuttering. Paradox going here. Paradox. Boy, it runs forever in the off position. How quiet that is. That thing is quiet. This thing is mint. I can't believe how long it's running for. It's basically just sucking the bowl dry. If I put it on economy, watch this. Look at that. Goes into economy mode. It's a low idle. It takes forever to shut off. I wonder if I block the exhaust port. It'll be too hot to touch right now. There it goes, it's starting to go. Could probably choke it to death. That would stop it from running. Well, I guess what's good is it's actually sucking all the fuel in the lines out. It's just taking forever to shut off. Wow. Fuel is off. Vent is off. Just wants to run forever. There it goes. Sounds like it's going. It's literally taking forever to shut off. That's only one negative right there. How do you shut it off? You gotta literally like let the fuel die out of it, I guess. Kind of a funny way. I think that's maybe the only negative, but it's probably a positive for it though, because being a positive for that thing, there it goes. You can hear it sputtering. It's dying. It's going. You see it rocking. Just wants to stay running forever. It's starving. See how it's tilting? You can tell it's starving for fuel. There it goes. It's sputtering. Sputtering. Come on, just die. Ah, that thing just wants to run forever. Holy smokes. Oh my gosh, this thing just wants to keep running forever. I know I could choke it. If I choked it, it would definitely die. That uses so little fuel to run. Here we go. Here we go. It's holding on. Come on. Die. It's just, it doesn't want to let go. Oh, here we go. Slowly dying. It just does not want to let go. It doesn't want to let go. It wants to live. Holy smokes. Here we go. Here we go. Oh. Almost. Just wants to stay alive. Hot surface, here I am putting my finger on it. Watch out, hot surface. Oh, don't try to block the exhaust hole. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Finally out. That was mint. Alright, so we are back in the shop. It did take quite a while for that thing to finally die, but what it was doing, it was basically sucking all the fuel out of the bowl and out of the lines, and that kind of goes to show you right there, it uses fuel in a minimal way. So anyways, if you like episodes like this from RC Guy Garage, you point blank already know what to do, so just get to doing it. Get to ripping it. Get to subscribing. Getting to throw a thumbs up on there. Just do whatever you gotta do. Enjoy your life, and try to be happy. Spread the hobby. Spread happiness. Don't spread like all this anger junk. It ain't worth it. So, I'm out. You should get out too. We'll see you later. We'll actually see you on the next one. We'll see. RC Guy Garage out. Now, so finally, since the thing actually kicked the bucket, you know, it actually finally stopped. One of the recommended things that I would do is obviously after the first initial run, go ahead and check the oil. I'd give it a break-in of one entire tank of fuel. Running at, I guess, just normal operating performance. I wouldn't say put it on the low idle. Just literally run one entire tank of fuel out of it. You can use the item, but I don't know. For myself, I don't think I would use the idle just yet. I would let the oil kind of like, you know, break in for that one full tank, and then go ahead, drain that, get rid of that oil. Make sure you get rid of it in a proper way, and then use a synthetic oil. Looks like the recommendations for my location was 10 1030, I think it was, but there was also another synthetic little thing. But just go ahead and check the manual, but those are my recommendations. I am running a 93 octane fuel. It said minimum of 87. I literally put 93 in just about like whatever I've got. So
now, recently there really hasn't been any bloopers, but yeah, this generator did provide a couple of bloopers. So here you go. Here you go.
Like straps to be cut. I'm gonna go ahead and carefully. What's going on? I'm gonna give it a pull. All right. There we go. RC Guy Garage will show you all the stuff not to do. I thought that knife was sharp. It is sharp, but boy, these things are tough. I think I might need to sharpen this knife. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Oh, geez. Well, maybe it's not gonna run at all. Here we go. Put it to run. Yeah, it's nice and quiet.